So especially like now, or like you were just saying, you know, with all those, you know, dark stuff and, you know, a lot of stuff that people are going through and they're putting that out in music, hip hop tends to get like this negative kind of impact, you know, this negative connotation that like, oh, those are thugs, those are gangsters, those are whatever, you know what I'm saying, they may call you. So with you being like someone that is behind the camera, is that something that you deal with too? Like, or is that kind of just like something that the artists, well, I guess you do make music as well, but I'm sure your music probably isn't necessarily as dark as, you know, some of that other stuff. So.
As dark, huh?
As dark as some of the
it's
other
probably
stuff.
kind of dark, but it
You
ain't
know,
as
you
dark
gotta
as
have a
that.
little darkness now in the music. You gotta have a little darkness now. Unless you're just thinking about holy, holy is thou, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have a little darkness in that thing.
But now you were saying that, what was you asking?
Like the negative connotation and stuff that it gets, you know, associated with like being a gangster or a thug or whatever. How do you kind of navigate those comments and what do you say to that?
So you saying with hip hop getting a lot of negative press about it being like all gangsters involved, how does that like affect us?
Yeah. Or like how do you navigate those comments, you know? Like what do you say to people that say those type of things?
That hip hop is just evil, basically.
Basically, yeah.
What you think about that, sis?
I don't think that's always the case. There's Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
And not all hip hop is just about killing, stealing, and destroying.
Yeah. You can pull it closer to you too, so you're not to sit up. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I just feel like it's whoever's making the music. You know, I don't think all hip hop is that way.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I think even the stuff that is that way, like, I mean, that's just people, like you said, expressing how they feel, you know what I mean? And sometimes, like, that's just their truth. Like, I mean, and if you can't be mad at somebody for expressing their truth, you know what I mean? Especially in a way where, like, at the end of the day, like some of these truths are forced upon us, you know what I mean? Like, especially, you know, people of color, you know, we've kind of been forced in those situations. Not to say that we can't get ourselves out, because there's always a way out. You always have a choice to want to do something different, you know what I mean? Just like you made a choice to pick up a camera and stuff instead of picking up a bag, you know what I'm saying? Or you made the choice to go to school, you know what I'm saying, instead of being out here on the street doing something else, you know, with a gun or something, you know? Like, there's always that choice, but at the end of the day, like, sometimes when you're just a product of your environment, and this is just some of the growing pains that you have to go through, you know? So I've always hated that, like, somebody can get that connotation, like, just from the music, you know?
Yeah.
Whenever they really, a lot of times don't even be out here doing stuff. Like, they're just talking about the stuff that they see, the stuff that they may have been through in the past or something like that, you know? But at least they're trying to do something better now, you know what I mean? And shed light and awareness on, like, yo, this is what's going on in my section of where I'm from, you know what I mean? And this is how I decide to get these things off my chest, so. And
that's one of the things that I feel like a lot of hip hop haters fail to realize is that you got people like Sexy Red.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, bro, the people choose
Yeah.
who's gonna be the next big thing. And
Yeah.
Sexy Red, she didn't make thugging with her rounds popular.
Yeah.
Girls was already doing that.
Yeah.
And when they heard Sexy Red say it, they related to it, and that's
Right.
what's making her big.
Yeah.
Just like all of the evil music that's coming out, ain't no music popular that people didn't already kind of relate to.
Yeah.
Like, so Jay-Z and Tupac during that time that they were really taking off, talking about like how, you know, gangbanging and drugs, and it was so many people already doing that stuff that they could relate to it. So people can say that hip hop is a negative thing, but it's just an expression of feeling and of self. And if people agree with it, people gonna gravitate toward it.
Yeah.
And if people are gravitating towards a lot of negative music, it's because people are feeling a lot of negative feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just feel like we gotta. People should do whatever they want to do, but I don't think that hip hop is just as simple as saying it's a negative thing. I feel like people are feeling negative, and when they express it, other people agree with it. And we just got to figure out how we can make people feel better, so that it ain't no space for the negative stuff. You know what I mean?